Hello friends, welcome to yet another episode of Fun Chemistry. First of all, I would like to thank you a lot for giving lots of love on the previous video of Fun Chemistry. And I hope you enjoyed this as well. In this episode, I would like to talk about chirality. If we look carefully in nature, we find an abundance of L-amino acids and D sugars, and you can hardly find D amino acids or L sugars. If you carefully think, we should wonder why nature is so selective. What made it like that? Now, there is some common thing between all living organisms, whether they are animals or plants. There is a common element. Yes, you guessed it right. It is carbon. And we know carbon is tetrahedral. The very fact that these living organisms have carbon give them a chance to be chiral. Now, in fun chemistry language, I would explain to you in a different way. And in fun chemistry language, I would call this tetrahedral as three-dimensional. All of us would have watched three-dimensional movie sometime. And to watch this movie, you would have needed 3D glasses. To properly enjoy it, definitely you need 3D glasses. Suppose I take away your 3D glass and ask you to enjoy the three-dimensional movie in the same way you did the previous time with them. Forget about enjoying. Everything will look very blurred in front of your eyes. You won't even like to sit in front of that movie. So how do you think you would learn stereochemistry without the aid of 3D glasses of chemistry? So 3D glasses of chemistry are chemical models. You can either see these chemical models which are available. You can play with these models. So here I have created a 3D model and I have tried to make a tetrahedral carbon at home and tried to build it. Or you can also have softwares these days in which we can easily see. Now this carbon is chiral. This is the carbon, and imagine these colored straws as 4 different groups attached to the carbon. So I have tried to make it three-dimensional in my own way, and so this particular carbon is known as chiral. If I mirror this carbon now and I try to take a mirror image of this particular molecule, I would get something like this. And if I try to superimpose them now, so this you can see is a mirror image of whatever model is on my left hand. This right hand model is the mirror image. And if I try to superimpose them, can I do that? I can never do that. These are non-superimposable mirror images. In right terms, in technical terms, these are known as enantiomers. Forget about these models. I could illustrate it with my hand itself. Now, this is my left hand and this is my right hand. They are mirror images of each other. If I try to superimpose them on each other, I can never do that exactly. How much ever hard I try, I can never do that. So my left hand is an enantiomer of my right hand and they are non-superimposable mirror images. These examples you would find in several books, but I would tell you today an interesting example which would make you wonder. I picked up this plant from my garden. This is a peppermint plant and I love its fragrance. A close relative of this is spearmint. Do you recognize this? Icebreaker mints. So these we use as mouth fresheners and I love the smell of this too. And here I have caraway seeds. If I try to smell this smells yuck. But this smells awesome. Today I would tell you a chemical secret. You know what? These two compounds contain the same, entities contain the same compound, which is carbone. And the carbone present in this particular compound is an enantiomer of the carbone present in this particular caraway seeds. How surprising is that? A simple enantiomeric difference can cause a huge difference in the smells of these. And now, think again. Why is my nose able to differentiate between these two smells? This is the second chemical secret of today. So my nose is able to differentiate because I have olfactory receptors in my nose which also probably are chiral, and they have selective interaction with enantiomer of one chirality and selective interaction with enantiomer of another chirality, which makes the distinguishing smells in both. Keep wondering, keep thinking, keep getting inspired by nature, and see you in the next episode. Probably the next episode would be a little more technical, going into more details of chirality. Till then, have fun with chemistry.